Welcome to the Revenue Agency. In today's special edition of Coach's Corner, we dive deep into the stories and strategies of extraordinary coaches who are making a genuine impact in their communities. Each week, I bring you authentic voices from diverse niches, coaches who have faced their own challenges like burnout and brokenness, and turned those experiences into powerful catalysts for change. I'm Brittany Hall. Join me as we explore their journeys, unpack valuable insights, and discover how they've transformed their struggles into lessons that empower others. Whether a coach yourself or simply looking for inspiration, you won't want to miss these heartfelt conversations that illuminate the path to resilience and growth. Let's get started. All right, welcome everybody to the Revenue Agency podcast. I'm your host, Brittany Hall, and today I am so excited to be joined by Megan, who is the founder of Unstoppable, which is an incredible foundation helping a lot of women. And you guys, this woman is a powerhouse. And I heard about her before I met her. And then I saw her in a room at an event that we were at. And I was like, I have to go introduce myself. I don't care if this seems weird, but here I go. And so I'm so pumped to share her with you today. So welcome, Megan.
Thank you, Brittany. Thank you for having me on your podcast. Hello, everyone.
Yes. Okay. So let's just kick off to it because, we met in Nashville. Gosh, it's already like over a month ago.
I know it doesn't feel like it's been that long.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And I can tell that you're just a woman who you get stuff done. You got a lot of stuff going on. And what I love is that you have this incredible foundation. So
Yes.
I would love to just kind of kick it off with you telling us about Unstoppable, and then we'll kind of get into the backstory and how this all came to be.
Absolutely. Well, again, it was so great. As soon as we met, me and Brittany just hit it off. Like we've been friends forever. And that's what I love about your energy. And thank you for having me on again. But Unstoppable is so many different platforms. So I will give you the Cliff Note version to get started on this. So Unstoppable was about 4 years ago. It was almost 5 years ago coming up that it was officially created. It was created for a podcast just to share inspiring stories. Life is hard. And I was just wanting to interview people that have been through the rut of life, that have came out on the other side of it. And I just started sharing my stories and their stories, promoting small businesses, promoting musicians, but actually telling their story behind it along the way. And then we just built on that as a community where I do speaking events. I've written books. I'll have to talk about that. My book just came out.
Oh my gosh. Congratulations.
Thank you. And then it just kind of morphed into the Unstoppable Women, which is the heart and soul of why I wanted to start Unstoppable. And Unstoppable Women is completely a philanthropy charity that we do 100% give back to these women, ran by solely volunteers right now. Myself, and this year I've just added a team of volunteers, thank God, because I was like, okay, we're growing, we need to add volunteers to this. And it's been amazing to have these women that come alongside me and help when we have events to raise money for these women. But Unstoppable Women is near and dear to my heart because I was that mom. I was the mom that was a single mom that wouldn't ask for help. I didn't want anybody to know I was struggling. I didn't want anybody to know I had $5 in my bank account to payday on Friday. Was dressed out of a box, but it was all thrifted in yard sales. Like nobody knew the silent struggles. And these moms, they're working moms. They can't get government assistance because they make a little bit too much, but a little bit too much doesn't pay the bills. I mean, like it's still, you're struggling.
Oh yeah.
And so I was like, if I'm that mom and I'm struggling, this is a season that I'm in, there's going to be one day that I'm going to be out of that season and I'm going to be able to pay it forward. And I want to be able to be the voice because I was that mom for these other moms that are still struggling. And that is what we've done. And we're gradually growing. It's a baby company that's growing and growing. And, like I said, it's just something that it's near and dear to my heart. We've helped several moms out through Christmas because the 2 times a year as a single mom that I needed help the most was summer, because that's when I had to pay somebody to cut my yard. That's when I had to pay for daycare because school was out, and Christmas because, that's an extra expense that you're already struggling. And then you want to make sure your kids have a magical Christmas. You don't want them to feel the burden of not experiencing a magical Christmas because you're doing it essentially on your own. Even if you have family that help or a co-parent that helps, you're still running the household on your own. So I know what it's like to be in the store, Brittany, and see these moms pull out their phone and check their bank account before they check out at Walmart. I know that. And I just was like, okay, God, I know this is my why. I know this is why I'm here. Give me the voice, give me the reasoning and the resources to go ahead and do something with this. And that's what we've done. And like I said, I didn't know anything about this charity work when I got started. I know that I've helped raise money for other charities before. I'm figuring a lot of it out along the way. Majority of it, up until a couple years ago, has been my own tithe money. A lot of it still is my tithe money.
Yeah.
Um, but it that's okay because it's helping people. And if I help 3 moms or 5 moms or 10 moms and eventually 100 moms a year,
Yeah.
it's worth the time and effort to put in there because these women fall through the cracks. They're not being
Yeah.
helped like they should be. They're not asking for help. Um, and that's just really the community that we're building. So we've helped these
Yeah.
moms. And then we have these other women coming along saying, "Oh, I just want to be around good women that are not going to talk about me when I
Yeah.
go to the bathroom."
Yeah.
So, and yeah, right.
Yeah.
So Unstoppable is Unstoppable Women helping the single moms, but it's kind of turned into this, morphed into this platform of just women helping women, supporting each other, loving each other. There's even men. There's
Yeah.
Unstoppable men that came in our group that help
Oh,
the
yeah.
Unstoppable women. And it's just a community of people that really, truly are cheering you on. Like you said, they're not going to talk about you when you're in the bathroom.
Yes.
A lot of women don't want to show up for events because they've been hurt by women.
Yeah.
Cattiness, that's when they have a lot of male friends. I
Yeah.
can go on and
Well, and
on,
then
Brittany,
women
about
talk
this.
bad about you about that because it's like, oh, she's just trying to
Yeah.
sleep with him or watch out for
Yeah.
her.
Right. And like one of the things that I've learned along the way is that there's seasonal people in your life,
Yeah.
and I understand that, but then there's also some amazing people that have a story to share, like we do on Unstoppable, like you do on your
Yeah.
podcast. Or there's just some amazing people that are just going through a hard time and they don't know how to win, and they just need a little bit of wins along the way. And that's where we
Yeah.
come in to show them their worth and their value, to speak life over them again, to say, "Hey,
Yeah.
you're going through a hard time right now, but this isn't forever,
Yeah.
and you're going to get out of this. We got out of this." And
Yeah.
let's just be real, Brittany. I mean, there's some days that we're on the mountain, and then sometimes we're in the
Hmm.
alley, and then we're back on the mountain again. So
Yeah.
it's a come and go, come and go. I mean,
Yeah.
that's why we're, I think, good at what we do, because we've been there and we know, we know
Yeah,
what it's like to be
absolutely.
there. Yeah.
Well, and I really think, and it's funny, I'm trying to teach my kids this and they're young, but I'm like, if I can teach them this stuff as they're young, but I think that we're
Yeah.
given these mountains to climb or these obstacles so that once we're through them and we learn, we get
Uh-huh.
to go back and help somebody else get through those same
Yes.
obstacles. And,
Yes.
even in my work, when people are like, well, I'm trying to figure out who my target client is, it's like, probably who you used to be. So
Yes.
if we can go there, I would love to go back to
Hmm.
Megan
Hmm.
as like one of these women who maybe you're helping
Yeah.
today, but like, can you take us there and just kind of
Yeah.
share that piece of your
I
story?
love going back there. I mean, I don't love going back there, but
Yeah.
I love bringing it all together about how
Yeah.
I came to where I was on that. And
Yeah.
again, guys, if you're listening, it sounds like I got a cough drop in my mouth. I do. I am fighting a cold. So Tennessee weather, shout out to that.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so when I was so going back, Unstoppable was actually born as a seed, about when my son is now 20, but he
Okay.
was 2.
Okay.
His dad had left, and I was raising a child essentially on
Yeah.
my own. Now, he was in the picture, but I was a single mom.
And how
And
old were you? I'm always curious. I'm
oh
like, I
my
gotta like
gosh,
picture the whole thing.
geez, I was in my 20s. I don't
Okay.
remember. I was like 21, 22 when I had him, and he was
Okay.
2. So I was in my early 20s.
Yeah.
And I was a stay-at-home mom when right before he left, and I had just gotten a job at State Farm. And so thank God I had that. My mom was pushing me to go back to work, and I was like, "No, I want to be a stay-at-home mom." But thank God, he saw the big
It's
picture.
funny how moms
Um,
have these
they
intuitions where
do.
they're like, my mom always told me, she's like, I hope that, if you want to be a stay-at-home mom, you have the ability to do that. She goes,
Hmm.
always have a backup plan. It's like these
Yeah.
strong women
Yeah.
are like, make sure you can take care of yourself if
Yeah.
you need to.
It's so true. And I saw that
Yeah.
with my mom. I had a wonderful dad, but he was horrifically hurt when I was little, and my mom had to step up and be the sole provider for our family. So I learned
Mm,
that at a young age. You have to do it yourself. Nobody's going to come to save you.
yeah.
That's great if you have a husband that helps you, but God forbid something happens to him. What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
You have to be able to survive and take care of yourself and take care of your family. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, definitely the queen of getting back up over here. So yeah, I totally get that. So, yeah, so I go in, and I'm like, okay, I just started work. I don't need like food stamps, but I do need daycare assistance, and that's something the government offers to moms that are limited income.
Okay.
So I need to go to work. I can't afford to pay daycare on my own. Let me see if I can go to the DCS, whatever that office is, and see if I can qualify for government assistance for daycare. Just started
Mm,
as an entry level at State Farm. Can I do this? I remember going in there. I already felt like my pride was out the door, anyways, which you shouldn't. Ladies, you shouldn't. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Men, too. That's what those systems are there for people that need them.
yeah.
And I go in, and I'm just like, head down and just like, this is what I'm doing. I'm raising my son. I'm trying to go back to work, trying to get government assistance for daycare. And they look at my pay stubs and they look at everything and they're like, we're so sorry. It was like right at $100 too much to qualify. So that's why I always
Uh,
say $100 too much because I was that mom and that's my story. It was my
yeah.
story. And I remember feeling so defeated. And I'm like, God, I'm trying to do the right thing. I'm trying to work. I'm not trying to live off welfare. I'm
Yeah.
not condemning people that have to, but I'm trying to provide for me and my child. And I remember walking out just feeling so defeated. Thank God I had a mom to help, along the way, and
Yeah.
a grandma that was able to keep my child 1 or 2 days a week for me,
Mm.
and so I could work.
Yeah.
And then I think I did at one point qualify for something, but at that time it was a no go. And
Yeah. How
so
like defeating. You're like,
it
it's
was
hard to ask for help
defeating.
anyways. And now I walked
Yeah.
in here and
Yeah.
it's like, I can't get the help that I need.
Yeah, and then they
Like,
ask you all these questions, like how much money do you have in your account, like right, or how much money do you have on you today? It's like anything extra. Like if you were to go and sell a jacket and you had that cash on you, they were going to use that,
oh
even though I
my
could pay for
goodness.
gas. They're going to use that as a qualified of income. I mean, it's a joke. I mean,
Wow.
it's don't even get me started on the system, how broken it is. So,
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
I remember like just feeling defeated, but I got through that season. And I was a single mom for a long time. I had internet failed out relationships and stuff. And I'm just like, God, like, what is wrong with me? Why do I keep picking these people and then I get good people and I self-sabotage it? Like, what is wrong with me?
Yeah.
So like I look in the mirror and I'm like, okay, all these women that I'm helping and coaching today, they all have daddy issues. And
Oh, like they didn't have like a good, strong, like supportive male like in their
yes,
life.
yes. So my situation, my dad was an amazing man.
Yeah.
He fought his own demons with alcohol when I was younger, but he got over
Hmm.
that.
Okay.
And he still was a good man, even when he was fighting that, but he wasn't really present a lot.
Mm.
But he was present after he had a really horrific race car accident and he had no choice. He's left legally blind. My mom was a caretaker. Our world changed overnight when I was in ninth grade.
Wow.
My dad was trying to survive, remember his name. He wasn't there to show me how a lady was supposed to be treated, how a man was supposed to treat the woman, like
Yeah.
respect for yourself. Don't let a man talk to you that way. Like I wasn't shown, like the little girl wasn't shown that. So I went and I went and just kind of fell in love with first love, and it was a very verbally abusive.
Mm.
Let's just go this way. It was just we were young, we were immature. It was just a
Probably
bad analogy of first
chaotic.
love. It was very
Yeah.
chaotic, very high emotions on both sides, and
Yeah.
it was terrible. And that was the first love that I thought that I modeled myself after because I didn't have that at home.
Yeah.
Not knocking my dad, he was just trying to remember his name.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, it's
and
like yeah,
your mom
it's
can
just
tell you, but
hard.
she's mom, right? You're a 15-year-old girl. You don't listen to mom. What are you
Well,
talking
and
about?
it's
Yeah.
the influence of men in our life is
Yeah.
like very powerful. And I know there's a book about it, but there's certain questions in our life
Yeah.
that like girls need answered by their
Yeah.
father, and
Yeah.
that men also need answered by their
Mm-hmm.
father. And they're different, but it's like if we don't get those questions answered, we
Mm-hmm.
go looking for somebody to answer
Yeah.
them for us.
And it's usually a very narcissistic, abusive relationship these women are
Yeah.
falling into.
Yeah.
And so I modeled a lot of my relationships after something similar to that. And it was what was so bad is that I would find somebody good and I would be like, oh, this is too good. And I would self
Yeah.
sabotage it.
I'm
Like, I'm like,
gonna
this is
screw it up
not,
before it can get
yeah,
bad
I'm
because it's
not going to
going
let you
to.
hurt me. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I'm going
Yeah.
to
I'm gonna
protect
go
myself.
crazy.
Yeah, like this is not going to work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just save you the time. Um,
Yeah.
excuse me. I'm so sorry. So
No, you're fine.
what I would do, so that I have the money aspect of not being able to get government assistance. Then I have the unhealed aspect about Megan as a little girl that didn't know how, to contain emotions and how to
Yeah.
pick a healthy relationship, what that looked like,
Yeah.
how to experience that. And when I did experience it, I self-sabotaged it. And so I was like, okay, this is a rhythm and melody that could help a lot of people. And if somebody came to me at a young age of 20 and said, I know what you're going through. This is what I went through. These are the steps. This is how we're going to help you. I would be like,
Yeah.
okay, probably not going to let you help me because that's what single moms do. They got it all figured out. We got
Oh,
it.
yeah.
We
They're
can't depend on
tough.
anybody, right?
They're tough.
So
Yeah.
we just do it ourselves.
Yeah.
And or you're always wondering what the angle
What's,
is if
oh,
somebody
yeah.
is
Like,
trying to
what do
help.
you want from me?
Yes.
Yeah. Or, oh, they're not going to
Hmm.
follow through. People
Yeah.
disappoint me. It's like all
Yeah.
these stories.
All the
Yeah.
things.
Mm-hmm.
So I had that experience and then I had my past experience and I'm sitting there like, okay, such a void, women falling through the cracks. Okay, I'm starting Unstoppable Women. Not only are we going to help them, we're
Yeah.
going to help them with Christmas. We're going to help them with Dress for Success days. We're going to give them a gently used or brand new interview outfit, help them with their makeup, help them with their interview skills, their resume. We're going to
Yeah.
help them find the job. We're going to speak life into these women because they don't believe in themselves. They've been abused. They have daddy issues where daddy either, like mine, had an accident, wasn't there, or never
Yeah.
was there to begin with, or left, or abused them,
Yeah.
or whatever. And some of it's not daddy issues, but I'm telling you, Brittany, the majority of the women, it's
Oh,
daddy issues.
I have a big theory that most of the
Yeah.
problems in the
Yes.
society come down to men not being strong, solid men.
Yes. And
Like a big believer in that.
a lot of these men have mama issues. A lot of the narcissist men have mama issues. Mama wasn't there,
Yeah.
mama abused them, wasn't emotionally available. So they're
Yep.
looking for strong women because they want that, but then they want to dominate them and tear them down. And it's just an unhealed trauma. All this
Crazy. Yeah.
crap is unhealed trauma. That's all it is.
Yes. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
long story short, so I go in and I build this platform for Unstoppable. So we do the Dress for Success Day. We help organizations that already do back to school because we're not trying to rewrite the book. Like they're already doing a
Yeah.
great job. We help them, like we donate some stuff to them for back to school
Cool.
needs.
Yeah.
If we have a mom reach out, we have the funds. We always help them, of course. And then our big thing is the Night of Hope for Christmas. We help
Mm.
mamas provide for their Christmas. And not only that, we do something for these mamas themselves because they're not going to buy themselves
Oh,
anything or
yeah.
they're going to feel guilty if they do. So, like, we got some moms this year, Coach purses and wallets, and
Oh.
just seeing them like, oh my gosh, like I have, I mean, it's not Louis, but it's a name brand for them.
Oh,
And they're like, oh
yeah.
my
I love
gosh,
a
like,
Coach bag.
yeah, they're like, oh my God, I would never buy this for me. Thank you for seeing
Yeah.
me. And I've had
Yes.
so many women say thank you for seeing me. And I just
Mm.
makes me want to cry even thinking about it because I'm like, oh honey, you are so seen. You don't feel seen, but you are so
Yeah.
seen.
Yeah.
And but I was so there. I was so there. And you're so run down and you pour in and you serve everybody all the time. It's
Yeah.
so nice for somebody to say, I do see you.
Yeah.
We think you're doing a great job. And not only that,
Hmm.
so we raise the money to help with all that, but we also do free coaching because I've been trained in NLP, which is like
Okay.
timeline therapy. It helps heal the trauma, to process the trauma that you've been through so you don't carry it. Your body's not always in
Yeah.
self-defense mode. It's all the
Yeah.
things there. And before somebody's listening or some troll out there is like, oh my God, she's blaming her dad for trauma. No, I'm not blaming my dad. My dad couldn't help. He couldn't help that he had an accident.
Well,
I'm
it's just the
saying,
reality of your situation as a
right,
kid and what you were living in. And
right,
when we're
unhealed
children,
trauma.
we don't have any control over the situation, which I think is one of the toughest
Yeah.
things about being a kid, is
Hmm.
because you might even have that internal knowing and your
Yeah.
intuition is like, this is kind of like fucked up.
Yeah.
But then
Exactly.
you're like, I can't do anything about it,
Yeah.
you know?
And what's so great is that I had a mom that was a complete badass. Like she was. Like if
Yeah.
me and her were bucking heads to heads as a teenager, don't get me wrong. But
Yeah.
she always made sure I was in church. She showed up when she was tired and she shouldn't show up. Like she wasn't. So when
Yeah.
I say that there's married women that are like single moms, I see you too, mamas, because my mama
Yeah.
was that because she didn't have a choice. My dad, she was a caretaker to my dad. She was a caretaker to
Yeah.
us. It was always
Yeah.
me and my mom and my brother and sister. Then all of a sudden, here's dad, back in
Well,
the
it's
picture
probably
again.
harder almost
Yeah.
than, I mean, than being a single mom because now
Yeah.
there's this person that's severely injured that you committed to that now
Yeah.
you're taking care of and responsible for this whole other situation,
Right. And
not just the
he
kids.
demanded a lot of her time. He couldn't help it.
Yeah.
Therapy had to.
Yeah.
And she did an amazing job. And she's like the most, unselfish person I've ever seen in my life. And sometimes people are like, oh, your mom is, she looks like she's stressed. Well, she's been through the ringer, like she's now retired
Oh
and
yeah,
she's
let's
finding
now
joy.
talk about how we look. Like, get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. She looks like she's stressed. I'm like, well, she was.
She
She
is.
was stressed. She raised three young children. The oldest one was 15. I was the oldest at the time. She still raised us, managed to caretake for my dad, managed to work a full-time job, all the things.
Yes.
Like she just completely a badass to the extreme. And
Yeah.
so I've had a lot of good, strong women in my life to show me that you pull through, you show up no matter what. My mom's
Yeah.
sisters, my grandmas, my mom, all those people. So I've had that
Yeah.
embedded, thank God. But what about the women that had all that didn't have that didn't have mom or dad? And so
Yeah.
these women, we have just went along the way and we have just built this strong community of just like virtual hugs and cheers and
Yeah.
listening to their story. And all these women are like trying to apologize sometimes when they tell me their story. And I'm like, girl, if you heard my full story and we
Mm.
had the time for it, you'd be like, where's Jerry Springer? Is he coming out? Like Springer,
Yeah.
Springer. No,
Yeah.
but it's because we all have made terrible decisions, but we've also made amazing decisions. And we've also learned through our decisions, which makes us who we are
Yeah.
today. And while I can sit
Yeah.
here and talk to you and help these other women because of how we've grown, and how I've grown in Christ and how I've grown as a mother and a wife and all the things.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so Unstoppable is just, it's a lot. The
Mm-hmm.
monetization part of it would be me going to speak and doing events. Like I would love to do that full time and make a full salary doing that. But it will
Yeah.
always be philanthropy, give back to the Unstoppable Women, which is another complete branch, which we help the working single moms.
Yeah.
And people are like, "Will you help a dad?" If we have extra money, we would. But right now, our
But
structure is the
it's a
working single moms. Yeah,
female focused. Yeah,
yeah,
I love
yeah.
that. So going back to your story is,
Hmm.
so when did things kind of turn for you? Because you said,
Yeah.
I got denied, my grandma helped me, my mom was helping me. Like,
Hmm.
when did you feel like really turn a corner for you? Like, what was that switch?
Well, it was kind of, to be honest, and so is life. It's like this, like it
Yeah.
gets better, then it gets crazy.
Yeah.
Um, I I would say I'm married. My kids died. My daughter and son's died, and life was really good for a while. I think that story's another day. My kids are still young. I'll have to tell that when my kids are older. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we got I think if we'd stayed where we were at, things would have been different. But we ended up moving and things. A lot of things changed.
Yeah.
Um, so things went better for a while, and then it got worse again. And then I was back to being a single mom, and then I had my youngest son Cohen, and I think that that's when things really just started to take off for me. Is that when I realized it was just me and my kids again by ourselves.
Yeah.
And I had a son that was on disability because he didn't eat food, like real food, until he was like almost 3 years old. Like he was
Oh,
on
wow.
prescription-based formula. He was
Wow.
diagnosed with autism. We
Okay.
hit therapy so hard. I was in therapy 4 days a week as a single mom, trying to clean houses, sell anything I can on Facebook Marketplace, trying to flip, do antiques to make extra money
Yeah.
and live off of a little disability check that my son had gotten. So I've been on all systems. Need
Oh,
assistance,
yeah.
couldn't get it. Need assistance, got it. Didn't need assistance, be able to pass it on and help others. So I've had every platform of that.
Yeah.
So that season was really hard, but it was also when things just started changing and shifting because I started learning about the true grit that I had. I started learning grace because I grew up in a
Mm.
faith that was very, very conservative to the point where you felt like you were never good enough. And I'm not knocking, there's a
Oh,
lot of amazing people where I grew up and a lot
yeah.
of amazing people in that church, but
The very
it
like
was
legalistic type of
legalistic. Yeah.
structure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And, but I just felt like I was never good enough, that my past sins would haunt me forever, and that I was just meant to be alone, like I just can't get it
Yeah.
right, with these men. I'm meant to be alone.
Yeah.
And I've had a lot of failed relationships, but that has taught me out of every one. And
Yeah.
so when I started realizing that me and my kids are okay,
Yeah.
we're a family unit right now. Like I thought I was doing my kids a disadvantage because I didn't have like a full-time dad there, or
Yeah.
they didn't have that family structure. Like I thought that's what I wanted so bad, is a complete family. And once I realized that my kids and I make a heck of a team, and I'm a
Mm.
darn good mom, and
Yeah.
I've got some darn good kids, and I don't care if co-parent thinks it or they think I'm great or think I'm not. I don't care if the people on the road think it, think I'm great, think I'm not.
Yeah.
I know it within, and I'm not
Yeah.
looking for validation. That's when things really start to shift. And
Mm.
that's when
Like you were like,
Unstoppable.
I'm enough on my own and I've
Yes.
got this.
Yes. And
Yeah.
that's when my faith got stronger. And I thought it was strong before, but that's when it really got stronger. That's when I started really leaning into my calling. The Unstoppable was born. I
Yeah.
worked for a similar coach that you worked for. And
Mm-hmm.
even though there was some hard times there, I met some amazing people,
Yeah.
and I learned a lot of great things there. And those characteristics I've taken with me. I've seen
Mm-hmm.
behind the curtain on how to do events, because I knew I always wanted to do it, but I got to see it because I was working and doing it, all the things.
Yeah.
And
Totally
so,
different
yeah,
perspective. Yeah.
yeah. So mad respect for that in that area of
Yeah.
my life. And I'll always be grateful for that. So then I went on, and I started working in title, which nobody wakes up and like, oh, I want to be a title agent. Like, that's what
Yeah.
I want to be. Like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been the hardest job of my life.
Do you
Title
know
is the
what's
hardest thing to
funny?
sell.
In all the
Yeah.
transactions I've done, like
Yeah.
I always love the people who work in those offices. I'm like when you have a good title, like person, they're like on it and they're like, I got your papers, I got this, and they
Yeah.
have the best personalities. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I have never gone into a title place where I'm like, I don't like this. I'm like, they are always these awesome women that are just like great at their
Yeah.
jobs.
Yeah, if you can sell title, you can sell, what's the saying, the corny saying, you can sell a red popsicle to a guy in a white glove. If you can sell title and you can be successful in
Yeah.
title, you can be successful in anything because title, it is a beast. And people told me that, and I'm like, oh, whatever. I've sold a lot. I'll be fine. I get in title, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God, there went
Oh
one.
my gosh.
But
Yeah.
but anyway, so I'm still in that realm, doing that 9 to 5. But I know
Yeah.
one day my calling will be in full fruition for Unstoppable. And it has grown, Brittany,
Yeah.
so much in 2 years. I look back
Wow.
from where I was 2 years ago. I
Yeah.
mean, and this year having my own team come alongside and being around amazing women and the people that I have met. I mean, yeah, I'm helping and blessing people, but the people I have met, oh my gosh, like it blows my
Yeah.
socks off to know there's so many amazing people in
Yeah.
this world
Did
that I
you
get to do.
have, sorry. Oh yeah.
No,
I'm
you're good.
sorry. Totally cut
No,
you
you're
off.
good.
When you first started this, because I know that a lot of people, whether they want to start a foundation, a movement, a business, there can be a lot of like hesitancy and like fear and almost like
Hmm.
imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Can you kind of talk about that a little bit? Like in the beginning, like were you like, who am I to
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
start something? Or like how did that piece of it
Mhm.
come together?
Imposter syndrome is something that I think that people will lie and say it will go away. I think that sometimes it comes up and you have to fight it down in
Oh, I
yourself
still have
all the
it.
time.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah. New
Yeah.
rooms.
Yeah.
But I will say that I think this is when I was still working for the life coach that I worked for. We were in New York. We're at an event. Grant Cardone was there speaking. And I remember um our team, one person on our team was given badges, and I'm not knocking this person. He was just given a badge. We wasn't. And it was like all access, but we were like limited badges or whatever. We should have all got the freaking badges. Okay. Like there
Yeah.
should not have
I'm
been a
sure that
question.
was some deal.
There was only three of us. Okay.
Uh-huh.
We
Uh-huh.
should have all got the access badges, considering that we need to be back there making sure that, the guy eats, he is taken care of, he knows when to go online, on the stage and everything. So how we run events, we'd always get all access everywhere we go because we are a very small team, core team. You did the whole
Yeah.
process. So
Yeah.
um I was in New York and I was just like, good gosh, like I just feel so out of place, like imposter syndrome. Like, why do I feel this way? Why am I allowing just a few people? They're not even people with the event are great, but like in this little realm over here, making me feel like I don't belong.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, we're gonna go in tomorrow and we're gonna have a complete mind shift. My friend Cicely Simpson, I love her. Check out her book. Shout out, pull up a chair. She was listening to my podcast. I'd already started Unstoppable, just briefly, started doing interviews and stuff. And we had talked about something similar to this, about pulling up
Yeah.
your own chair at a table sometimes that you're not at. So I go okay the next day. I go to the event coordinator and I'm like, hey, do you need help with anything? And they know me. And they're like, girl, can we pick your brain? Can we do this and this and this? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Can I get one of those badges from the rest of my team that don't have one? Oh my God, yeah, I can't believe they didn't give it to you. Here. So
Yeah.
I'm already feeling like a complete badass. Like, hell, I came in there, yeah,
Yeah.
this is great. Um, and I go in there and I never forget there was a table and it says the entrepreneur conference. It had a pen and a paper and I write down, I'm pulling up my own damn chair. And I snap a picture of it and I send it to Cicely and she's like, yes, girl, yes, yes. And I'm like,
Yes.
it was such an aha moment for me in New York City, big event, big
Yeah.
names, big headliners.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, no, like I deserve to be in this room. So does this other coworker, just like everybody
Mm-hmm.
else. I don't care if there are the paid speakers that they're making millions of dollars. I work my butt off for this organization. I
Oh
deserve it
yeah.
as well. And
Yeah. The
it was
thing
just
is
kind of,
about those
yeah,
guys that they put them on this pedestal. It's like
yeah,
shit does not happen until
yeah,
somebody likes me walks into that effing room. Like you might
exactly.
not know my name, but nothing effing happens unless I'm in there making it happen.
Right. Yeah. And
So
so, yeah, so I remember, and this wasn't a knock for who I was working for at the time. They had no clue any of this was going on. It was a select people that
yeah.
did. And I was just like, I felt so proud of myself. And the person that intentionally did not give us the badges walks in and I have my badge on. And I don't say anything. I just smile
Yeah,
like,
you're like, here
hey,
I
how are
am.
you? Back here, I'm close to her, yeah. Yeah. So it was just like my aha moment. And I've taken that energy of that moment and I've put it into so many other situations where
Yeah,
I don't feel comfortable and I don't feel like I deserve to be here, but I do deserve to be here, just like you do. And the listeners that are listening right
yeah,
now deserve to be
absolutely.
here.
Yeah,
And everybody's got to find that moment where they're just like, enough's enough. Like, I am done with the past. I'm done feeling like I don't belong here when I know good and damn well I do. And they show up and they show up with, with force. You can still be kind and a Christian and with grace. And I always say I love Jesus, but I cuss a little bit, but I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can still show up with grace and kindness and still demand the energy and respect that you deserve. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And once I figured that out and how to balance it in an elegant, professional way,
Yeah.
things started moving for me in a different direction, and they haven't been the same since. So that's,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah. And I think
yeah,
there's that piece too. And I think it's really just becoming more mature and like
yeah,
knowing who you are and what you're okay with and what you're not and
yeah,
having those boundaries. And that takes a while, you know?
yeah,
It's like it's something I'm still working on. And
yeah.
but in that moment, just being like, I'm here. I belong. I want to be in here. So I made it happen for me, regardless of you
Right,
or what you think. Like that's not
right.
really any of my business. But I'm here because I wanted to be in this room. And
Yeah.
I think that it seems like me and my husband talk about this a lot. You know, it's just speaking of kind of the women and like male dynamic is I don't think a man, I mean, sometimes I don't want to put this on all of them, but
Yeah.
they're more like, I should be in there and like take charge where women are like, I don't know. We're more permission based a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
I think. Like,
We are.
will
We're
they invite
conditioned that
me
way.
in?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And so it's really interesting though when you start to shift and go, no, I want to, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing it.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you know, I've always, it's kind of like the, what if I showed up more like a man? And
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of men and I'm a big
Yeah.
fan in the
Same.
dynamic of men and women. But
Right.
like in that type of situation, it's like, what if
Mhm.
I just acted like you?
Right. Right. I mean, no, no, anybody that says that there's not a difference in some aspect of the way has blinders on, that they do. You don't have to be a sexist. I'm not a sexist. I love men and women. I think we all
Oh,
have the same
yeah.
rite of passage to do it. But there is a difference. I mean, even when I coached basketball, I mean, there was a coach I would go up against, and he had a successful program. He was a big name coach, and I was like in overtime with the guy, and the referee was talking to me and him both, but
Hmm.
talked strictly to him and didn't
You're
look at
like,
me one
hello.
time.
Oh, yeah.
So
Very
afterwards, I was
common.
like, okay, I want you to take exactly what you just told him and look at me and tell me that too, because I'm, like, tell me,
Yeah.
So pick your battles wisely. You don't want to be the one that always, goes and like
Mad
has
about
rebuttals about
everything.
everything, because it's life.
Yeah.
It's just not fair. We got to get over it, put our big girl panties on and go.
Yeah.
Um, but at the same time, don't be afraid to call something out and stand your ground and put a boundary in place when you need to, because I've learned
Absolutely.
that that needs to happen sometimes. People are going to run over you if you, as long as you let them. Use your
Yeah.
voice, clear your stalker, whatever you need to do,
Yeah.
and speak. Like, use your big kid word, like your big woman words. So,
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes words are hard for me. I think it's part of having ADD, is that finding words. Sometimes it's like I know what I'm trying to say, especially when I'm speaking. That always like concerns me. Like, am I going to say this right? Is it going to be come out here right? Is here?
Yeah.
But do it anyways and be yourself and stop thinking and worrying. Like you said something about somebody that's trying to start something. Don't worry about it. You're going to fail a lot. You're going to
Yeah.
screw up a lot. I was in the middle of MCing before, and I completely got the things out of order because I saw how they sent it, but I didn't see the message where they said this person's going first. And I'm like, oh,
Oh,
I just completely introduced
yeah.
somebody that's not coming on stage yet.
Yeah.
But it was such a fun talking moment and point. I went directly off of stage, corrected it, laughed it off. It was no big deal. It was really no big deal, but I made it a
Yeah.
bigger deal than what it was in my head.
Yeah.
But I went off and did a reel about how you just roll with the punches. If you screw up, keep going. At least you're up there doing it and trying.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
reel got a ton of traction, a ton of views, ton of opening conversations. So even if you do make a mistake, make a lesson out of it. Help somebody else do it. Be
Yeah.
transparent. Nobody wants to
Yeah.
show people what's in their basement. They want to hide all the ugly stuff in their basement. But sometimes
Yes.
walk them in there and let them see it, because that can help them get to the next level and have a talking point that maybe they wouldn't feel comfortable bringing up to begin with.
Yeah. Well, and I think that there's been this, I think where the pendulum is kind of swinging back to like authenticity versus like
Yeah.
this perfection and like, no, everything's
Yes.
great. This like Instagram, Pinterest, like
Right.
perfection.
Right.
And I think that we've really like, I think we're swinging away from it. And so I love that you said that, like, tell the real deal, tell the story. Cause anytime I've ever built anything like in the online space or whatever, I've always been very much myself. Like I'm the same
Mm-hmm.
today as, 10 years ago. I've probably
Right.
grown, but like I am who I am as a person.
Right.
And I remember people would always go, I just love, that you share that part or that you share the messy or that really spoke to me. It's like, because that's real life. And so
Yeah.
I think like, if to our listeners, like if you're like, I'm in that situation or just like know that you're not alone. I think
Right.
I work with business owners and stuff. It's like I tell them every week on my community, I'm like, Business is hard. Like
Yeah,
anybody
it
that
is.
acts like you just start something and it's
Yeah,
immediately successful, it's like, no, you don't know what I did to create this. There
no,
are no overnight successes.
right. Absolutely.
There's no such thing. It's like you just
There's,
didn't see the freaking 10,000 hours I put in to
yeah,
get this good, you
exactly.
know?
Exactly. And, and,
Yeah.
and the mess ups, I mean, good
Oh man,
gosh, the
I
mess
screw up all
ups.
the time.
I do too. I forget things. You're human. You're a mom. You're a
Yeah.
parent. You're a student. Whatever walk of life you're in, like you
Yeah.
are going to mess up. And that's the thing. Like people waiting, excuse me, and they think that they're just waiting for this perfection or right time. There's never going to be a right time.
Yeah.
A lot of things that stood in my way before. So if you're listening, please don't let this stand in your way because a lot of people do. They'll wait. They'll be like, well, I got to wait till so and so gets back with me. I asked them a question. I got to wait till they get back with me. You're
Yeah.
always waiting for somebody else to give you permission. And it
Mm.
doesn't have to be perfect. Just start it. That's why with this podcast, like, I started a moving podcast to share where I can travel with it and go and interview more people.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, the first one I did, I couldn't even show the video because we had the camera angle wrong, but the
Oh,
recording was still there. And I'm like,
yeah.
by gosh, who cares? We're gonna slap a cool thumbnail on there and we're gonna slap this recording on there. We're not waiting anymore.
Yeah.
We're not gonna redo the podcast. It's a great podcast. We're
Yeah.
just gonna do it and we'll figure it out. The kinks along the way. And that's what you do with any business, what any
Yeah.
entrepreneur does. This is what you do. So
Yeah.
um and don't be afraid to tell people who you are because like before when I wasn't like I was a speaker, but I was like, why isn't anybody hiring me to speak? Or why can I go speak on stages? And why is this? And I'm like, because Megan, your profile looks like you're nothing but a mom, but somebody that does
Mm.
events every now and then.
Yeah.
Nobody know you might in the little brief bio it says speaker author, but nobody
Yeah.
sees you out there speaking. Nobody knows you're doing that.
Yeah.
So what do?
Yeah.
You create your own stages at first. If you have to hold your own
Yes.
conference, get up there, volunteer
Yeah.
for free, get you some pictures, get you some videos. I mean, it doesn't have to be if you're a speaker, but if you are a speaker, if you want to coach or whatever, do that. But if you're not, like if you get in a realm of something that you're doing, start getting conditions, start getting pictures, videos, reels, because that's how
Oh
people
yeah.
see you
Yeah.
and
The
start
proof.
showing up as that
Get the
person. Yeah,
proof.
exactly. Quit
Yeah.
having imposter syndrome and show up.
Yeah.
Like people are like, don't use
Yes.
fake it till you make it. I'm like, why not? Why
Well, that
not?
people
Yeah.
believe, and I'm not saying lie,
Yeah.
but it's all about
No.
positioning. That's all
Yeah.
marketing is. It's positioning and also people, they don't like, they'll believe what you tell them.
Right.
So if you're
Right.
like,
Exactly.
I'm a speaker, this is what I do, and you own that
Yeah.
identity, people are going to go, okay.
Yeah.
Like,
And if she
and
is a speaker, she is. She's had a stage to speak on yet. Okay, give her a
yeah,
stage. Put her on there.
yes,
Let her talk for a
yeah.
few minutes.
It's like, and it's okay also to tell people,
Mhm.
hey, I'm just starting out. I'm really
Yeah.
good, but I don't have a lot of opportunities. So I'm looking for opportunities. Do you know anybody
Yeah.
that has an opportunity for me?
Hmm.
It's like, who knows where it'll lead? That's actually how I even ended up at the event that you and I met is I
Hmm.
didn't even know Brock was doing an event, but I was like looking out to collaborate with people who were doing things. And I was like, Brock, what do you
Yeah.
got going on? He's like, actually, I'd love to have you come speak. And I was like, cool. I don't really do that, but I would love to. And it was a
Would love
blast.
to.
It was a
Yeah.
blast. And,
Right.
it's like, doing new things that we haven't done before is scary, but then we do it and it's not scary anymore.
Right.
And we just get better and better and better.
Hmm.
So I would love like if let's talk about these women that you help and if there's somebody listening or that knows
Hmm.
somebody that's in
Hmm.
a situation that they need help, they need
Hmm.
resources or advice or just
Yeah.
like somebody to kind of maybe see it from an outside perspective because I know when we're in
Hmm.
a situation, we're so in it that sometimes we just
Mm.
can't even see it.
Yeah.
So we need somebody that we can trust on the outside to kind of help us navigate it.
Hmm.
What would you tell that woman if she's listening? She's like, gosh, maybe they could help me.
Don't be afraid to ask the questions and don't be afraid to find a trusted source or community that you can be vulnerable in because
Mm,
I know you have been hurt, like not you, Brittany, but whoever's listening in that position. I know that you have been hurt.
yeah.
And it's really hard to trust, especially when you've shared your story and people use it against you in your past. Like that's happened to me before where I was so vulnerable. And then when something didn't go right in a relationship or a friendship, they throw it up in my face. Well, you did this, this, and this. And I'm like, okay. So you just
Mm,
quit sharing your story. And I know it's easy to say close off, but
yeah.
they are good people in the world. And you just need to find that community and don't give up. And if you don't have that, I mean, let's just say there's not an unstoppable, like we serve Tennessee, a lot of Middle Tennessee. We try to keep it as close as we can and hopefully grow national one day. Um, there is people like me out there. You just have to look and you have to find them. And, don't give up on yourself. And the best thing I can say to you, like right now, if you're in a hard season, and this is so cheesy, but I promise you it's true, go serve somebody.
Mm,
Because when I have felt the worst and I didn't feel like I had anything to give, if I went to a church thing or if I went somewhere where there's some kind of community service and I served someone else, I walk away feeling so blessed for the blessings that I have.
yeah.
And there was days where I didn't know, I did not know. I didn't even tell my mom. Like there were days where I would have enough food and enough money to get through the week. My kids never knew none of the same. They think I still got money a tree out the back. They don't even know. But
No.
they were times where I just didn't know. But
Yeah.
God always provided. And if you're not a person of faith, I'm not trying to shove that down your throat, but for me, faith is very important and it got me through some very, very rocky seasons.
Yeah.
And digging in that and just having faith and someone greater that saw me when I felt unseen and
Yeah.
that I could share even now because I still go through hard seasons. I'm going through a very hard season right now. We've had death in the family, we've had sickness, we've had, just life in general,
Yeah. Yeah.
and there's times where even though I have a loving husband that will listen and a mom that will listen and friends and an amazing Bible group that will listen, there's just times where I don't want to bother any more people with, hey, I need you to pray for this today. But
Yeah.
I know God is always there for me, and I know that He's never, ever, ever going to change, and He will always listen no matter how much I screw up.
Yeah.
And that gives me peace to know that I can never out screw up God, or I can
Totally. And
never,
he
yeah,
knows. He's like,
yeah,
I made you. Like, I already
yeah.
know. Like, we
Like
can't fool God.
and there's times, Brittany, and I know you know this. Anybody of faith knows this, or even if you don't have faith, there's times where you don't even have the words. Like
Yeah.
you're just in such a season of just like God, life's heavy. It's hard. I don't even know how to pray. But God, I know you
Yeah.
know my heart and I know you hear
Yeah.
me. And that has got me through so many hard times and just the peace when I should not have peace. Like I should be having a nervous anxiety breakdown.
But you're
And
like, I
then I
know
would
it's
have
gonna be
peace.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
always works out. So
Yeah.
if you're going through it and you don't know what to do, reach out. Like I'll share my credentials at the end. Reach out to me, Brittany. If
Yeah.
we can't help you, we'll find somebody to help you. That's
Yeah.
what's so cool about Unstoppable. Like we're a small organization. So if we run out of the money at Christmas, we're partnered with so many, we always find help. So like
Yeah.
if we can't help, we find help. But hopefully we'll
That's
have enough
yeah.
all the time to help.
The
So
power of a network.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love that. And then lastly,
Hmm.
because I think this is another side of the coin. If somebody is like, I'm not struggling, but you know what? Like, I really want to help out. Like, even
Hmm.
if you don't live in Middle Tennessee and somebody's like,
Right.
this is awesome. I love what you're doing. I want to donate.
Yeah.
Like, so let's talk about how people can get in touch with you
Hmm.
because, whether they need help or they want to help,
Right.
because we can't help anyone without lots of people who want to help.
Right. Absolutely.
And yeah, and
Absolutely.
the people who help in their time is incredible. Obviously, that's like more of a local effort, but there's probably people all over this country that would
Hmm.
love to help financially. And I know
Right.
that that's a big piece too. Like I've always said, when it comes to volunteering, I'm like, I don't necessarily want to go be like boots on the ground, but I've been like, I would love to like, there's people who that's how they serve and they love,
Right.
and
No.
that's so their
Yeah.
heart that I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm more of a like, I would love to write a check. Like
Yeah.
that's like my heart and my mission
Yeah.
is like I would
Yeah.
love to help finance
Yeah. I love
something
to
or
help this cause. Yeah.
whatnot. So like there's a
Hmm.
lot of ways to help. It's not
Yeah.
just like I'm gonna go like pack, meals or get like all that's so
Yeah.
important, but also the financing is a very real
Yeah.
piece.
It is
So
real. It is
how
real.
can people get involved with what you're doing?
Um, One, I say just spread the word about Unstoppable. We need to be in front of more ears. We need more people to hear about what we're truly doing and the mission that
Yeah.
the difference that we're making in the mission that it's about. And
Yeah.
we went and we've opened a Unstoppable bank account. I don't have my 501(c)(3) yet. I've heard great things and I've heard bad things. I've heard horror stories and I've heard good things. And
Yeah.
not that I just don't understand it. So we're in the process of doing that. Um, so right now we are considered a charity, but we're registered all the things. We have it all done the right way.
Yeah. Yeah.
We do have a bank account for that. So we do take obviously donations for that. People can reach out on how to donate. Or pray for us. We always need prayer. Tell people about us. Have us come speak at your event and tell more
Mm,
people. Like that is one thing that like I people are like, how can I help? And I'm like, well, you have an event coming up. I would love maybe 10 to 15 minutes of just telling people about Unstoppable and showing them
yeah.
about what it is, because if I'm not speaking at an event, I'm there talking about Unstoppable, right? I'm
Yeah.
networking with people. Like I am
Yeah.
truly the billboard of these women because the more people that know about this cause and really what we do, there's not a lot of people out there doing what we do.
Yeah.
And if there is, let's help project them too, because I don't know it, So,
Yeah.
so just help people understanding what Unstoppable is and following us. We have Unstoppable on Facebook. You can follow me
Okay.
under Megan Reed Ferrell, and then you can find Unstoppable that way. There's a lot of things called Unstoppable.
Hmm.
I'm also on Instagram, Megan_615 VIP. TikTok, get ready. It's gonna be a one day I'll be doing groceries, next day I'll be like hollering at a dog across the road. If you want comedian stuff and what it's like to live in an ADD brain, follow my TikTok. But I do have a
Oh
section
my
for
gosh.
Unstoppable. You can watch all my Unstoppable stuff, Unstoppable Mindset, who we've helped. Unstoppable Facebook has a lot with Unstoppable on there. These other ones are just my
Okay.
personal ones. So Megan_615 VIP. That's in TikTok. That's in Instagram. Unstoppable on Facebook. Or you can reach out at Megan, Megan, at the letter U, the letter R, and the word unstoppable.com. So Megan at youareunstoppable.com.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you. I love what you're doing. I mean, I was thinking
Yeah.
even, I've been at events and things where people even they highlight a charity and they do a love
Yeah.
offering. And I'm like, that's the thing too, is if you're doing events and you got a business and you really
Yeah.
connect with this, connect with Megan and find out a way that like your community can get involved with this. And
Yeah.
I think that that's how things can happen really fast and really
Absolutely.
incredible.
Absolutely.
So, Megan, thank you so much for being here
Thank
today and
you.
sharing your story and just letting people know what's possible, but then also how they can help others too. It's
Yeah.
been really great to hear.
Well, thank you so much for letting me share my story, guys. Thank y'all.